Hey guys, today I'm sharing my first YouTube video. This is a review of my 2016 Erin Condren Life Planner, and I purchased the Rose Gold edition. I was thinking that I would not purchase it because it's kind of pricey and I didn't think it would be a good use of my money, but then they came out with the Rose Gold and I felt like that was something that I really liked, and so I went ahead and purchased it. If you follow my blog, you've probably seen some of the blog posts on this topic, but I wanted to go ahead and make a video as well because I'm a really visual person and I like to watch videos about planners and things like that. So if you like those too, watch this video. It's going to be kind of a quick tour and review of how I'm liking this planner. So like I said, this is the 2016 Rose Gold edition. It was $75, which is really expensive for a planner. But like I said, I really like the Rose Gold and I wanted to go ahead and give this planner a try. So the first thing that I'll show you guys is this is the original cover that it came with. You can see the Rose Gold there. And I really liked it. I thought it was really pretty. So I went ahead and ordered it, like I said. The problem with this cover was mostly that within, I think, the first month or two, the cover started to come apart. I don't know if you can see that on the video very well, but the laminate started to separate. And I don't think I'm particularly hard on planners, and these are meant to be pretty durable, so I think it was a problem with this specific cover. So I wasn't impressed with that right off the bat. But I have not had any problems like that with other covers from Erin Condren. So I've purchased multiple other covers and I haven't had any problems with any of these. So it could be a fluke. I'm not really sure. But right off the bat I was kind of like, oh, okay, I spent $75 on this and it's falling apart. The other quick thing to show you is this pen holder. And I purchased this because, like, you can see this band as well. They kind of matched the Rose Gold and I thought it would be really pretty, and so I went ahead and purchased it because it was Black Friday and they had all these online deals. So I went ahead and got this because I thought it would be great to stick my pen in here and leave it on, but I really don't like them because I don't know if they're supposed to be repositionable, but they come off really easily, and I guess I'm not very gentle on my stuff, so anytime I would pull it in and out of my bag, my tote bag, it would come off and it would be like stuck to a book or stuck to, you know, my smaller purse or something like that. So I personally don't like these, but if you don't think you'll have that problem or you want to be able to reposition it, it's possible that it's a good purchase, but just for me, it's not something that I'm going to continue using. The other thing that happened when I started using it was that the Rose Gold started coming off of the coil, and I don't know how well you can see this, but it's showing the silver that's underneath right on the ends here, and you know, so that also wasn't something I was very excited about after spending so much money on it. So let's go inside the planner and I can kind of show you how it works, what it looks like. Yeah, so here's the band. They come in sets of 3 and I really like it because it keeps my pages from getting all mashed up when it's in my tote bag. I use them a lot, so I would recommend those if you feel like that's something you would use. This is another cover that I had purchased. It's holding up just fine. The front page is kind of this nice vellum with Rose Gold on it, and it doesn't really serve a purpose, it's just kind of pretty. But, you know, it's there, it's kind of nice to look at. It has some quotes in the front, and 2015 and 2016 full spread calendars, so you can kind of look at years at a glance. This next section has spots for goals, and I love goal setting, and I think I'm going to have a whole separate video on how to goal set with your Erin Condren Life Planner if you have one. But I love using this front section to kind of just visually get a quick look at what my goals are for the year. You can kind of break them up however you wanted. I mean, it could be by family member, by month, because there are 12 boxes here. But for me, I had more than 12 goals, so I just kind of crammed them all in as I could. But I like that you automatically have a place for your goals in this planner. In between each month, there's a blank notes page, which is kind of nice. And at first I didn't think I would really use them that much, but I have used them for making a lot of lists, so I'm really liking that. Each month starts with a new little quote picture page, and then you go straight into your monthly spread. You can see here that I've been marking birthdays and events and things like that with stickers. The planners already come with a set of standard stickers. Say like birthday, doctor's appointment, mani-pedi, vacation. There's some blank ones, and I use the blank ones for birthdays so that way I can go ahead and write the person's name on the sticker because there's just a little bit more room. So anyway, you can see I'm using those here to mark people's birthdays and stuff like that. So January was a pretty quiet month, but you can kind of see it's nice at a glance. You can look at the whole month, and then over here in the right-hand column you have this really nice spot to put your monthly goals. And if you've been reading my blog, you'll see that I've been trying to talk about my monthly goals on the blog and kind of like recap them and see how I did at the end of each month. So that's been really nice to be able to put them right here so I can reference them quickly. I don't have to go back to my blog to look at them. I really like having them here in this sidebar. So here's what the weekly spread looks like. I chose the Erin Condren vertical layout because I thought it would work best for how I split my days up, but they also have a horizontal layout and a hourly layout. So for this, the way the vertical one works is that each day is broken into 3 sections, and you can label them however you want. And so for mine, I've labeled the top section brand, the middle section home, and the bottom section self. So that way I can kind of break up my days into, you know, what are the things I need to do on my blog, what are the things I need to do for social media, what are the things I need to do for my invitation business. All that kind of stuff can be here in the top spot. And it's not like it's competing with anything else because it has its own area. The home section I mostly use for things like cooking and groceries and menu planning, chores, bill paying, mail, stuff like that. Things that are more like errands or something that I need to remember to do around the house. And then the last section, self, I usually use for things that are just for me or things that are fun. So I wasn't doing this yet in January, but midway through the year, let's see if I can find it, I started doing kind of a different layout to be a little more focused. If I can find an example for you. So here's a good one. You can see in every self section I have the same thing written. So it's read, move, create, and floss. And those are just some things that I want to remember to do every day. I don't beat myself up if I don't get there every day, but it's nice to have them there consistently and I know what it's going to say. So that really kind of helps me focus on those areas, but other times other things will get put into those categories as well. Back to the page. And then what I do with mine is at the bottom there are these blank lines, and so I go ahead and label anything that I'm doing in a given week that has a specific time slot. So appointments, lunch dates, dinner dates, any kind of activity that I'm doing with other people that has a set time, events, stuff like that, all go down here so that way I can glance really quickly and see when I'm busy, what I'm doing, etc. On the left side at the top there's a spot that says thankful thought, and so you can kind of, you know, do like a mini gratitude journaling every week, which is really nice. I like that it's built in already to this planner. And then here is a blank kind of column underneath that, and I've been using it for meal planning. So I try to put out the menu here, and then I can kind of say like, oh, we're having tilapia on Monday, then I'm going to be putting in my home section like cook the tilapia, etc. So that kind of helps me keep track of the menu for the week when we have time to have a menu. So that's what the weekly spreads look like. At the end, like I said, there's a nice blank page, and then we go through the next months. I basically have been using this the same way all year. As I come up with new strategies that work for me, I will adapt it along the way, but not a ton has changed if I'm being honest. I also mark my travel days in here so that way I can kind of get an idea of when we're going, and it also gives me a use for washi tape, which I tend to hoard. And it's really easy to be able to say like, ooh, exciting, there's something fun coming up, you can tell by the tape here. It's kind of silly, but it's a way to decorate it without a lot of work, which I really like because I don't usually have time to actually decorate my planner. So there's March and April and May. Pretty much the same all the way through June, July. And then one other thing I wanted to show you guys was on these notes pages. Sometimes I use them for, you know, lists when I'm getting ready to entertain or have a game night, or like I had some baby showers for my sister recently, so keeping that kind of stuff in here in lists has been really helpful for me because I can flip through quickly, even if I'm, you know, maybe just in a meeting where I don't actually need to be there, or I'm waiting on something or sitting in the car or whatever. I can just pull this out real quick, start making a list, even if eventually it ends up online or whatever. I can start it here, and it's a nice place where everything is together, which I really like. So that is pretty much all I have to show you with the monthly and weekly views. You can see sometimes I like tape random stuff in here, lists, stuff like that. November is just a crazy busy month. As you can see, I haven't even had time to put my November goals in here yet. But it's still helping me stay organized, definitely. The other thing that I'm doing is in the back, there's a notes section, and it just ends with the December dates and keeps going. So you can see I'm using it for book challenge lists, ideas of what to read next in case I'm not really sure what I feel like reading. These are more book lists. These are like some food ideas in case people come over and I need something easy or quick. I can kind of look back here and have an idea. Books to read, shows to watch, stuff like that. I do have addresses, a lot of addresses in here because there's not actually a section for addresses in this planner, which I don't particularly like, but I know a lot of people don't really send mail, so I guess it makes sense. I would like to see them though. I'm not going to show it to you because you'll see other people's addresses, but I basically just wrote them in there. And then I also made some lists of like new things that I've tried in different months. Some of them are big, like, you know, travel related things, and others are smaller, like, oh, we tried a new restaurant, something like that. It's just kind of a fun little list. And then here in the very back, I have a bunch of post-it notes that have things coming up in 2017 that I want to put in my new planner, but haven't yet, because I just recently purchased my new planner, so I haven't moved anything yet. So I just kind of keep them here so they're all together and I can find them when I need to. And then you'll notice that they also included a 2017 yearly overview in the very back, which is nice for reference. Here are those stickers that I already showed you. They come standard with the planner. And then this is something extra that I purchased. Again, it was Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all that. So I purchased these post-it note flags. That's nice because they clip in and out of your coil, which is convenient. And it's nice to have them around because, like, as you can see, I add them to the, you know, monthly spreads where needed, especially if an event's coming up and I'm not sure if we want to go. It's easy to remove later. So I really like the way that they look. They're really pretty. They have this nice metallic foil kind of thing added to them, and which is pretty much why I bought them, because they're really pretty. That being said, they're one of the more expensive accessories on the website, and they're really not great quality. I don't know if you can see this, but when you tear them off, they don't completely come off, and sometimes they pull, like, they leave a lot behind, and other times they pull off something from the one before it. They're just really kind of, I don't know, thin paper maybe, I don't know. They're just not the best post-it type notes. As you can see, like I have one this week on my spread that it's like kind of stuck but not really, and so I just keep trying to stick it back on there and it's just not the best. So I don't really recommend those. They're really pretty, but they just don't function very well. So anyway, maybe they will come up with a new formula in the future, we'll see. In the very back they have a small folder pocket, and it has a folder on each side, and I believe they don't come with anything standard in them, but you can add things if you want to. One of the things that I added was this wellness journal, and it's a separate piece, and as you can see it's really detailed. You can kind of keep track of your meals and your water intake. You put goals over here and keep track of various things at the bottom, and they have a whole list of things that you could possibly track, which is really nice. I haven't used it yet, as you can see. I would like to, but I have a hard time because it's only 3 months, which on one hand is good, and on the other hand hasn't made me want to start with it yet. So hopefully I'll start using it at some point, but until then it's just kind of hanging out in my pocket thing. The very back of the planner has a little zipper pouch. It's attached to the coil when you get your planner, and I kind of use mine for stamps and stickers and things like that. So I have a ton of stamps in here. So you know I spend a lot of time writing mail and send a lot of mail to friends. So I have postcard stamps, I have the bigger mail stamps, I have standard mail stamps and international mail stamps all in here. But it's nice to be able to have them on hand anytime I need them. This is just a random bookmark, some extra cards and envelopes from some sort of trip mail that we had purchased to send to people. Right now I have some pumpkin post-it notes in here that I got in the Target dollar spot area, and I had to purchase them because it was fall and they were just really cute. They are also not great sticky notes, but at least these were only $1 instead of $13. And you know, when you spend $1 on something, it's not as big of a deal if it doesn't work. The planner, when you purchase it, will come with some samples of a few of Erin Condren's products. So this is her Do It All dots, and I have very mixed feelings about these. I think that they're really cute, and I like seeing things like this visually in my planner as I use it, because I'm a visual person, but they're kind of confusing. Some of these are really obvious. For example, like these were, I think, like a date night sticker, so it's like, oh, I have a date, put that sticker there. But then some of these I don't really know what to do with them. I'm not sure what the makeup one is. Is that like getting your makeup done, purchasing makeup, reordering your makeup? I'm not really sure, and I don't know like why it warrants having its own sticker. So that's kind of confusing. Same with the hair dryer. I mean, it could be just that you have a haircut, which is fine and makes sense. But then there's also manicures, which I just don't get manicures, but also in the back of the planner with the pre-printed stickers that you get for free, they have mani-pedis and hair appointments already printed on some of these stickers. So I just don't feel like they're super useful, especially if you don't do things like that. These were payday ones, and so we get paid every other week, and so I ran out of these really quickly. I mean, I ended up buying more, like a full package of these, and you can see that I ran out of those, like, I think before we even got to July. So, but I haven't used any of these exclamation points because I just don't really know what to do with them. And also the cleaning ones are kind of confusing. Like, you have one for laundry but not for dishes, and you have one for recycling, which for me is just normal cleaning, and like you have a spray bottle but you don't have a vacuum. I think it's vague but specific, and it's kind of, I just don't find them that useful. So I did order them the one time, but I probably won't order them again because, as you can see, I didn't use a lot of them. If you are the kind of person who has, you know, multiple children or something like that, where you have a lot more to keep track of as far as doctor's appointments and dentist and stuff like that, I could kind of see how these are a little bit more useful, marking those things. But for me, like, I use the 2 doctor's appointments and I'm kind of done. Like, the year's almost over. So anyway, jury's still kind of out on these. It probably depends on what you do and how much you like stickers. So anyway, I keep them in there for when I do use them. Another thing they give you a sample of are these compliment cards. And they're kind of just cards that say nice things and you can leave them for someone. But I kind of think that I haven't figured out how to use them because I don't know who I want to send them to. So it's a nice idea, but you know, as you can see, I haven't used them yet. But it's nice that they include a sample for you when you purchase. The last sample that you get is this coil clip, and it has adhesive on one side so you can add things to your actual planner. And I haven't figured out how to use this one yet either because the examples that they show on their website are maybe like putting in a picture or a concert ticket stub or something like that. And I just feel like for me that's kind of scrapbooky because if I was going to use it, I would want to use it on something that I can move throughout my planner. And it wouldn't have to stay in that one spot, but I haven't thought of anything that's actually that versatile to use it on yet. So it's a cool idea and it's nice that you can do it, but like I said, I just don't know what I would use it for. So if you have ideas, I'd love to hear them. And the last thing it comes with are these invite a friend cards where you can put in your code on the back and give it to people. And if you are considering ordering a planner, I will stick that in the bottom comments for this post. So that way you can, you know, save a little bit if you decide to order one of these planners. And the very last thing that I have in mind, which did not come with the planner, is this set of calendar stickers, which I purchased at Paper Source. And I know I've seen them at the Container Store before as well. So there are probably a lot of places you can get them. The main reason that I purchased them is that they're quite a bit bigger than these do-it-all dots. And so they just make kind of a bigger impact when you are looking through your planner. They're also a little more applicable, like meetings, night out. They're generic enough that you can use them more easily, I think. They're not like makeup and whatever. You know, this one just says urgent. This one says meal out, and it makes me laugh because we eat out so much more than that. But we're obviously very busy, so it's got like wedding, holiday, birthday, repairs. These are the game night ones. We obviously have a lot of game nights, so we've used a lot of those. Clean house workout, shopping, doctor visit. So I kind of like these because they're different and I can kind of mix it up a little bit. If you're looking for these, they are from Girl of All Work, from the Ona collection. So if you want to Google that, you can probably find them online as well. They do have adhesive strips here, so it seems like you can stick them permanently into your planner if you don't have a pocket in it, which is kind of nice. And I believe they also have a set that's more school related, so you know, it's geared toward people with children who, or maybe who's a teacher. They say things like, you know, school game, bake sale, teacher conferences, stuff like that, more related to kids and teaching. So I like those. I think they're pretty good. I don't really remember how much they cost, but I can put them in the comments below. I do think this thing's a little hard to get open and closed. I don't know why. It's really not that bad, but it just kind of bugs me that it's hard to get open. So that is the whole planner. Like I said, I'm hoping to do a post on how I use it for goal setting in the future. So if you have any questions or suggestions or anything that you want to know about the planner, or goal setting, let me know in the comments and I'll try to address those in the next video. So thank you for watching my first video, and I hope you have a good day. Thanks.